Alright, y'all, sharpen your lead pencils and get on down to the Hall H, because today we're talking about Comic-Cons and cosplays. So we're going to wrap this up in two parts. This is going to be first about Comic-Cons, because then we'll lead into cosplays. What's up, it's your boy, Kurt B. Frobe, and today we're talking about, like I said earlier, Comic-Con and Comic-Cons. I just went to one recently. I've gone to one before. I think back when I went the first time, I believe my computer was down. Good old Clifford was taking a shit. I didn't get to show the world how much I love Alan Tudyk. No homo. But it was a fun time. I went to, in where I live in Philadelphia, born and raised. It's the playground is where I spent most of my days. Now, Pennsylvania is where I'm from. The Greater Philadelphia Expo Center had the Greater. It's like the Great Philadelphia Comic Con. Anyway, I went there. Great time. I've had since then. I met Alan Tudyk. I met a lot of people. The voice of Goku. Just a lot of fun. And I was like, that place is awesome. I want to go again. So just recently, I just visited them again. Met Nick Frost from such movies as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. He was great. I also met some Overwatch characters, of course, because why wouldn't I, go to see, people from Overwatch? Because, I mean, it's fucking... Overwatch is love, Overwatch is life. Anyway, point is that I had fun this time. I think conventions are fun. It's a good place to be social with a group of people who would be social with you. There's plenty of people that me and my girlfriend had met. We saw a good couple costume of Bugs and Lola. Great people. They were great to meet. They were so nice. A lot of people were fun to just you have to be that cool person to have this cool costume and still be able to be like, yeah, sure, I'll take pictures because I know how hard I worked on this thing. So I'll fucking do that. I mean, we did dress up for the second day. Something that I didn't think would get that much of attention, just because I know it's very a niche market at the moment. But I'll get to that in a little bit. There was such a fun time. I enjoy a lot of convention stuff. I enjoy collecting comics. Pops is a big one. I do have a couple of Pops that I got back from the convention. Like I said, I had them signed by Nick Frost. And it's just a lot of fun. I very much enjoy conventions. They get me giddy inside. They make me feel like Christmas. It's like a Christmas you pay for. It's like going to Disney World, essentially, but you just don't know what's going to happen. The first time we went, Alan Tudyk was amazing. He's one of the greatest people I've met as far as, I guess, celebrities. He's just a nice, genuine guy. He just, was talking to us about different things, a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just fun to see, be able to hang out with people and not feel like there's some kind of wall between you two. It's a fun time to go and just kind of have fun with people that you don't normally talk to in your real life, I guess. It's always fun to go to those kinds of things. I enjoy it. If you ever do get a chance, if you are into nerdy stuff like Marvel and the different forms of media that one could be into in that kind of place, I say definitely go, because it is very fun to be at and it's very worth it. It's just a fun time. Pretty much it's just a fun time, and I definitely think you should go and check out a Comic-Con if you enjoy a certain form of media, because there's something for everybody there, and I very much enjoy it. One of the parts that is very enjoyable is cosplay. Cosplay is where you dress up. It's kind of like being on Halloween, but I think it's more creative. It's more of a creative, fun thing to sit there and create what you want to create and be who you want to be. Me and my girlfriend went as Star Butterfly from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Marco Diaz is who I was. If it was a little bit more niche, last time we went as Dipper Pines and Mabel Pines, and that was fun. I think that was a lot more fun to do. I mean, for me, I didn't really like Marco as much. I guess because I didn't watch the show as much as my girlfriend. She was a big fan of Star versus the Forces of Evil, but I think I'd want to do more of a hands-on type thing. I think I want to do, some kind of Overwatch character, stuff like that. Stuff like that would be fun to do. Some things about cosplaying is kind of the part where it makes me feel uncomfortable is a lot of people just like to take pictures of you, and I think it's you don't want to feel like you are just like, hey, this guy just snapping pictures. You should always be nice. Always ask the person before you take pictures. I feel like that's a no-brainer. But there's times where my girlfriend was just like, yeah, that guy just kind of walked up and was like, started taking pictures of me, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. It's fun because that's the part where you socialize. There's definitely those people. We did have those group of people who were fans of Star versus the Force of Evil, and they didn't want to kind of approach my girlfriend right away because they were kind of nervous, I guess. Like, there was two little girls who like were like following behind us, and they were kind of just like, hey, excuse me, and they're like very low and shy. But it was like that thing of like, they were fine, we were cool. Like, it's something that I think I'm used to at this point. You meet a lot of cool people at conventions. You know, I don't know if you'd see them afterwards. I think conventions are a fun medium to go to, and it does cost a lot of money to go do those kind of stuff, but it's very worth it in the end. You feel like going to Disney World. Like, you feel drained afterwards, but at the end of the day, you're like, wow, that was so much fun. I do want to shout out some people. I know there was ones that made me laugh was the Prince of All Saiyans, and I put it up on my Instagram. I think my Instagram, I'll put it in here somewhere. It's like WolfDM1 on Instagram. And there was one, the Prince of All Saiyans, which was, I think, the same guy who did the Purple Ranger, which was Prince. Prince concept of a Purple Ranger, like a Purple Power Ranger, but with the Prince symbol. It's that cool concept because, you know, now, at least from last time, he had not passed away yet. And now it's kind of like very cool to see, you know, people doing mashups and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Like cosplay is a lot of fun to just kind of get creative with it. I know afterwards, my girlfriend kept mentioning how she wanted to do this and this and this, and I'm like, all right, well, we need to go to a convention for that. Otherwise, you're just building stuff for no reason. And that's what I like getting the creative side out of her. That's always fun to see her being proactive about wanting to do these characters that she wouldn't normally acceptably be just like dressing up as. You know, she doesn't go to work with that. It's that concept of it's very fun to just meet people. Another one that I wanted to shout out was me and Bones, who's, you know, been on the channel before, love Joe Dirt. There's a Joe Dirt guy who shows up every year we've gone so far. He's great. He looks just like Joe Dirt. He's just a perfect Joe Dirt. And you know, last year he had the Rock. Last time we went, he had the cart, the red rider wagon, or the red radio flyer wagon on the back. And this year he had the poop can on his back this year, and that was pretty funny. And it actually shot out like pudding or something. I hope it was pudding. I don't know what it was, but that's the fun stuff. Where it's like you get those niche things where you're like, I was the one guy in the group of the four of us that went that was kind of announcing stuff. Like, there was a big giant kaiju from Pacific Rim, and I'd be like, oh guys, it's a kaiju, and no one's like, I don't know what that is. Or like Hellboy, stuff like that. It's that concept of, you know, a lot of stuff I notice, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool concept. There's not many I don't notice from that kind of stuff. There'd be like niche characters that I would probably not know. It'd be like the small part of it. But in the hindsight, it's just a fun time to kind of hang out with people. I'm trying to think of some others. There's another one one of the greatest. I wish I could talk to him. I wish I could like kind of have a chat with him because it's just so amazing what he did. There was a guy who was dressed up as Yondu from Guardians, and that was amazing. The man sounded like Michael Rooker. The man looked like Yondu. It was ridiculous how much he devoted his whole just concept to just being him. And, you know, they had a contest for the contest for it, he was, you know, up there, and we're like, oh, this guy's really into Yondu. And then when they asked him how he built it, he was like, yeah, I built this thing out of a couch. And like the piece of the jacket that Yondu wears is like out of an old couch. I'm like, what the fuck? Give that guy the fucking, like, I honestly just was, I stood up and was like, give him, the contest is over. He won. He just won. Give it to him. I just love that ingenuity of cosplaying, and it's just so much fun. I never thought that kind of world was for me, and I think the more and more I get into it, it's so much fun too. It's like Halloween. You know, going to the convention is like Christmas. It's very, you know, very giddy and very excited, and then the cosplay aspect is like Halloween. It's like bringing the two best holidays together in one long day, and I was just so sore. I was just sore. My legs were sore. My ankles hurt, and by the end of the day, I was like, wow, that was so much fun. And it was one of those things where I wish I could do over and over again, but you know, it's not something. It's a budgetary problem at that point. If you happen to be at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Convention, Greater Philadelphia Comic-Con, if you were down there, you know, throw something down in the comments below. Let me know. If you were the Yondu, then fucking give me a call, my dude. Just awesome guy, just genuinely nice guy, and just amazing cosplay, and one of my favorite movies as well. So it's just amazing. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. I will, you know, see ya. Bye. Okay, I love you. Bye. Okay. Bye. By the wayside, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Point is that Twilight Zone had just been re-brought back by Jordan Peele to headline the show. He does the narration, he writes it, he works on it, he pretty much produces it. He's like the showrunner for the show. And I think so far from the first episode I've seen, that is free on YouTube. By the way, I believe the second one is as well. If you get a chance to watch the first and second episode, you should definitely watch the first and second episode of the new Twilight Zone. It is pretty good. It's more of a new age kind of feeling. There's cursing. There's you know no limits on